another strong fighter, he decided to call it quits. We don't know if we would decide, to return to the octagon itself to discuss with his mother and all that. But yesterday, following the votes by the BBC Sports personality, he was emerged the winner, and he's 32, and he extended his perfect personal record to 29 wins with an emotional victory over Geje in October.
He's actually the World Sports Star of the Year in the BBC World Personality of BBC Sports Personality of the Year award. So congratulations! I think this award is for the international athletes, and from what he achieved in the year 2020, he only fought once, but he had to do it after overcoming injury and the loss of his father, his coach, and his mentor, Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov, who sadly we lost to the virus that just absolutely decimated 2020, the corona virus, at the age of 57. And Khabib fought Justin Gaethje afterwards, and he immediately retired. And the masterful manner in which he dispatched Justin Gaethje, because Gaethje was seen as somebody that genuinely stood a chance of beating Khabib. We didn't know that Khabib has got so much in his tank that he could come up with something that we had not seen before. We thought we'd seen everything from Khabib in the octagon, but there was this triangle chokehold with which he used to put Gaethje to sleep that everybody just wondered how he was able to do that. Even his very good friend, Daniel Cormier, said he had seen him try that in training, but he had never seen him actually do that in a fight, and he was surprised that Khabib went for it, and then he got it. And he said that he did that Khabib told him before the fight that Khabib told him after the fight that because he had heard Justin Gaethje say so many times that he will never give up, he's not going to tap. Although in that fight I saw him tapping, but the referee didn't see him, so he actually just went to sleep. So that Khabib said because Gaethje is not going to tap out, he will not battle him and pummel him and smash him the way he usually says, because Gaethje's parents were there, so he would not want to see the parents to see him pummeling their child. So he just felt that the best way to do it is to put him to sleep. And Gaethje basically said the same thing, that yes, he was choked out, but that if there is anything positive you can take from being choked out, from being put to sleep, is that there aren't permanent damage. You are just put to sleep and you pass out, and when you wake up you are okay, you're basically okay. But if you are beaten to a submission, if you are pummeled, if somebody keeps pounding on you and you keep absorbing it because you have the heart of a champion, you want to stay on as a warrior. Many of them will say they prefer going out on their shield. You saw what happened with Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. It cuts across all combat sports discipline. They don't like giving up. They don't like tapping out. They don't like you throwing in the towel. They prefer that you will knock them out. Remember when Conor McGregor went to boxing against Floyd Mayweather a couple of years ago? He said the same thing, that he didn't like that. He knew that he was not arguing that Mayweather won. Of course, Mayweather beat him fair and square, but he wanted to be knocked out. He wanted to go out on his own terms. Let the guy knock him out, and that's what you get when you don't give in, when you don't give up, when you are not choked, you are not put to sleep. You want to keep absorbing the pressure until maybe the referee says it's all over, and by then you must have suffered severe damage. But Khabib just said he didn't want to do that with Justin Gaethje, and he just decided that the best way to do it was to put him to sleep. So he ended his career, and we saw what he did immediately after the fight. He dropped down his threw his gloves to the canvas and said, look, that was it, he has retired. He will not do this without his father. His mother, even if had to promise his mother that this will be the last time, he's not going to do it again. So he ended his MMA career, that's the mixed martial arts career, with a perfect record of 29 fights and no defeats, no draws. In the UFC, he had 13 consecutive wins in the UFC, and he had 3 successful title defenses, had 8 knockouts, 11 submission and 10 decisions in his entire career. And as at the time that he left, they ranked him the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. So no surprise that the BBC Sports Personality Award gave the World Sports Star of the Year to Khabib Nurmagomedov. The main award, that's the BBC Sports Personality of the Year award, is going to take place on Sunday at 9 p.m. Nigerian time. And of course, we know that athletes like Tyson Fury, like Lewis Hamilton are in contention. Although Tyson Fury has said his supporters should not vote for him, but the BBC said because it was done by an independent panel, he is still part of that nominees. So people can actually go and vote for him. But I hope that it will be Lewis Hamilton who wins this award.
Well, topping the online public vote, and Nurmagomedov beat off competition from Swedish poll voter Ahmad Duplantis, American basketball great LeBron James, who helped the LA Lakers to win the NBA, and American golfer Dustin Johnson, French footballer Wendy Renard, and Irish boxer Katie Taylor. And he has dethroned the last year's winner, who was marathon runner Eliud Kipchoge, who won the London Marathon for a fourth time and became the first person to run a marathon in under 2 hours in October 2019. So congratulations to the new sports World Sports Star of the Year 2020, talking about Khabib Nurmagomedov. Okay, before we take our first go on our first break on the show this morning, this one really struck my mind. When I went through this story, I was like, wow, this has happened for a very long time, and it has to do with baseball. And for now, the Major League Baseball, they have officially recognized the separate leagues of black players between 1920 and 1948, saying the move was long overdue. And they were excluded from that. Talking about black players, they were excluded from playing baseball in 1897, and the segregation led to the creation of a number of separate leagues. And right now, from what we are getting, and it is according to one of talking about Bob Kendrick, who is the president of the league's museum, he said that it is also important that they are honoring the league's experience and the black experience in both America and baseball. And for me, I think this has really taken too long for it to be officially, recognized, and that the segregation has been so long. The records of the 7 leagues, in which 3,400 black players competed, will be incorporated into the history of the MLB.
Yeah, that's the Negro League, because as at the time that they were having segregation, which was a huge issue in the United States of America, you couldn't even go to school with if you are black, you cannot attend a school that is meant for white. If you are black, you can't enter some restaurants. You can't be in the same train. There are other times that when you can enter a bus. If you are sitting and a white person comes in and doesn't have a seat, you have to give up your seat. You stand up for the white person to sit. And it was it took a black woman, just one black woman, Rosa Parks, in the 50s, who said, no, I am not going to accept this. I'm not going to give up my seat. And, that was in the height of the civil liberties movement, and they eventually fought and they got it. It took the president of America, the then president of the United States of America, to insist when one matter went to court, and they said, look, black kids can actually school in educational institutions that are traditionally for white people. The president ordered 4 members of the Secret Service to be protecting a white girl who was admitted at a school, and they did that for years before they had to enforce some of these things. The former presidents of the United States have even ordered the National Guard, and the president then said, look, I don't care if I have to order the National Guard to go in there and enforce this particular policy, we will do it. And so when you hear them talking about Black Lives Matter in the United States of America, it's not just because of one injustice that you see that you say, come on, but it happens to everybody, and even white people get this kind of treatment sometimes. It is a culture that has unfortunately targeted black people of color generally, but in particular black people, in sports, in everything, even till today. Even today in basketball, how many black people do you see in administration? How many black people do you see being presidents of a basketball franchise, you know, and all of these things? So the Negro League, as they used to call them in the past, because of the segregation. Well, baseball is not something that the blacks have dominated, unlike American football and basketball. You know, the baseball, you tend to have more whites and maybe people of other races than blacks. But we have had blacks who have done some great stuff in basketball, including one, I've forgotten his name now, but it was played by the late great actor Chadwick Boseman, played a lead character in one of the movies, one of the baseball stars in the United States of America. So it's really important that the Negro League is now being recognized, and all the records that they had is going to be incorporated into the mainstream.
All right, that is what is coming from baseball. After so many years, now it has officially been recognized that talking about the segregation since a very long time ago. Okay, let's take our first break on the show this morning. Once we return from this break, then we'll be talking football, and we'll be looking at what happened yesterday as Robert Lewandowski, who has scored over 50 goals last season, who scored over 50 goals last season rather, emerged FIFA Best Awards, FIFA Best Player Awards winner last night, beating Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Just stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Christmas, my magic can do me. 12 spicy suya, 11 rishi rishi, 10 drops of my mind, 9 for the road, 8 pizza from Bobby, 7 pepper soup, 6 sissy snails, 5 fried fish, 4 cocoa bangos, 3 party jollof, 2 giz dodo.
To season with Maggie. Cook the difference.
Oga landlord, good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon, Sonny.
I beg you. I hear say if I want open bank account, I go need NEPA bill, water bill, certificate of occupancy, CFO of this year land, and 2 guarantors. So I beg enter house, help me bring the document. Them come make I go make photocopy.
Sonny, why you dey wahala yourself like this? When you fit open Hope Wallet with your phone number, Nana.
I fit open bank account as in Nana.
Now.
Yeah, and you sure say no be those ones where person go need ATM card to take activate them?
Sonny, you fit use your phone number do transaction sharp as you dey open Hope Wallet account from anywhere. No need to dey go queue under canopy for bank. No need for documents or say you dey fill any form. Just dial *569*9# on top this your phone now.
*569*9#, abi? Oga landlord, them send message you. Them say I welcome to Hope PS Bank.
Sonny, you don't get account with that, oh.
Just like that?
Just like that.
Hope. Succeed. Hope Bank always.
Honey?
Yes, dear.
I'm tired of the poor power situation. Every time I stock the fridge, I come back to spoiled food. I think it's about time we go solar.
How?
With Vertical Solar, we can have all our appliances and electronics powered by solar, and they allow us to pay small. We can pay installmentally with as low as 36,000 naira monthly. Spread across 12 months.
Tell me more.
I know you like the idea of paying small. Vertical Solar range of products can power all household devices, including air conditioners and water pumps.
What are the benefits of solar power?
We are talking uninterrupted power supply, no monthly electricity bill, no more spending on generator, and no more generator noise.
I see. But how can I locate Vertical Solar?
Head now to 28 Country Home Metal Road off Ajib Junction, Sapele Road, Benin City, or Blossom Mall beside Stop to Shop stores, DBS Road, Asaba. Or you can call them on 0816-170-1105 or 0703-623-4843. You can also send them an email on info@verticalsolar.com.ng.
Vertical Solar, your lifetime power partners.
What a mouth-watering Christmas aroma. I'm Ofoma McDermott. I love that I get to share very special moments with my family and friends. You know, nothing connects us better than our hearts and our stomach. You too can create and enjoy tasty, nourishing meals with Mamador cooking oil, Mamador spread for bread, and Mamador seasoning cubes. Enjoy a deliciously nourishing Christmas with Mamador.
Welcome back, and in case you're just tuning in, it's Sports Fiesta reaching you live on 2.7 KFM down here in Benin City. And my name remains Ewusa Agbekan, the Sports Maestro. I'm still in the building with Salihu Ibrahim, the Bracadabra of Sports. Having talked about the sports star of the year for the BBC Sports Personality of the Year 2020, talking about Khabib Nurmagomedov, and also the official recognition of the segregation in the MLB baseball in the United States. And now it's time for us to talk about football, and the best place to start is the awards ceremony that was held yesterday, and it was Robert Lewandowski who scored 55 goals in just for the 7 games last season, and he also helped Bayern Munich to a treble. He was the winner of that FIFA Best Player Awards, beating the likes of Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Yes, I know the other guys, they've dominated for a very long time, but last season no one come close to Robert Lewandowski, sweeping all the medals on table, to help Bayern to a fantastic season. Though the manager did not emerge as the coach of the year, but I think Bayern tried by also getting most of the awards, especially for the goalkeeper as well. But there was no argument about this. There was no brainer. It was no brainer. Ibrahim, for what really happened last night. Congratulations to him for what he has done.
Yeah, exactly. I think there will have been a riot if Robert Lewandowski didn't win that award.
Yeah.
He absolutely deserved it. Nobody would dare say that he didn't. The guy did everything there was to do. He put up Ronaldo and Messi-like figures last season. Well, he's been actually doing it for some time, consistently, but because those two guys, Ronaldo and Messi, have just been on a different plane, so that's why you just felt, okay, it has to be one of them. But last season, I don't think anybody can argue that Robert Lewandowski thoroughly deserved being the best player of the year. He won the European award. If there had been the Ballon d'Or, he would have also won it. I think it was really a travesty that they did not have the Ballon d'Or, because he absolutely deserved to win the award. And he won everything. Won the treble, every competition that Bayern Munich played.
Scorer.
Yeah, he was there as the top scorer. So I think it will be, if you say Bayern will not have won it without Robert Lewandowski, I think not many will argue with that. But you've also got to look at their defenders. They also did well. The midfielders, they did well. So it's the team. And in his reaction, he said that the whole team did fantastically well, and he was really delighted that they got it. To beat Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, even though they are in the twilight of their careers. But let's not forget, Robert Lewandowski himself is not a young man. He's not 20, he's not 25. He's been there for a long time.
32.
He could have also won some awards if not for these guys. Yes, he's younger than them, 1 year younger than Messi, 3 years younger than Cristiano Ronaldo. But he is their contemporary, and it's great that he's winning this award while they are still active. The only other player to do it since they became prominent was Luka Modric, who won it in a World Cup year. So I am really delighted for Robert Lewandowski. Maybe if he had, fantastic that he's from Poland, but maybe if he were from another country where they've got a better chance of winning international awards or doing better than Poland has been doing in recent years, perhaps he would have been able to challenge Ronaldo and Messi, because he was consistently winning the league in where he's playing. At Borussia Dortmund, he did well, helped them got to the final of the Champions League, and then the next season he transferred to Bayern Munich in 2014, and he's been doing great for Bayern Munich ever since. He's been at least consistently winning the league, winning the DFB Pokal, and generally domestically doing well. In the Champions League, they sometimes get to the quarterfinal, sometimes get to the semi-final, and a couple of seasons ago, last season, they won the Champions League, and that's why he's now been able to win the World Footballer of the Year award. Nobody would dispute this, not even Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. Thoroughly deserving for Robert Lewandowski to be given this award.
Well, we will look at other winners, but they were decided by nominations from national team captains and head coaches, an online ballot of fans, and 200 media representatives. And for Lewandowski, this is the first time he's winning the award, and he said if you win such an award and share that with title with Messi and Ronaldo, that is unbelievable. And so we said congratulations to him. Looking at the coach of the year award, Ibrahim, we thought
I was shocked. Seriously, I was. And even the person that won it said he was shocked.
He was shocked, yeah.
He did not expect that he was going to win it. That if he had known that he would win it, he would have come with his coaching staff, because it is for everybody. I really, as you have mentioned, which is what people should understand, these things are voted for.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's not a popularity contest, but in a way it is also still a popularity contest, because it is people who vote for this. So you have the captains of national teams, you have the coaches of the national teams, you've got media practitioners, and you've got online fans also casting their vote. But I am sitting here and I'm wondering, why would anyone think that last season any other coach apart from Hansi Flick or any coach, many people deserved it, but why will anybody think that someone deserved it more than Hansi Flick? The guy freaking won the DFB Pokal. He won the German Bundesliga. He won the Champions League. Well, if you argue, Bayern Munich have been dominated. It is not their fault that they've dominated. And some are saying, well, he didn't start at the beginning. How is that his business? If he had come, and why was he even appointed? Was it not that? Yes, but because they were not at the standard that they were previously. As at the time that he took over, they were not top of La Liga. They weren't particularly great in the Champions League. But he came and he just completely transformed everything, and they swept all before them. You can argue if it is the domestic, even in Europe, even when they do the award that they give the highest goal scorer in Europe, you know that if you score a goal in the German Bundesliga, for instance, the points that you get is not the same that you get when you score in the Belgian league. So you could score 50 goals in the Belgian league, in the Jupiler League, and somebody with lesser goals in the German Bundesliga and the English Premier League will be given the award of the highest goal scorer in Europe. That is because of the quality of the leagues. But the German Bundesliga, Farmers League in quote, and the French League, but they surprised everybody by two of them got to the final of the Champions League. So you cannot say, oh, the league is low quality or whatever. It is one of the top 5 leagues in the world, in Europe. So, but even if you argue about that, if you are going to bring that argument, which is not sustainable, but let's say, okay, let's just accept that argument that the league, you can't compare the German Bundesliga to the English Premier League. Jurgen Klopp won it for the first time ever after almost 30 years that Liverpool has not won. And look at the way they won it. Look at the gap, the number of points, and blah blah blah. Okay, let's say domestically, you want to say because if Hansi Flick had been in the English Premier League, he would not have been able to win it the way Jurgen Klopp did. But there is now a competition where all the clubs come to compete. You are from England, you are from Germany, you are from France, you are from Belgium, you are from Spain, wherever you are, there is a competition where they all play together, which is the Champions League. Jurgen Klopp won the Coach of the Year last year. Why? Why did he win it? He won the Champions League. He didn't win the English Premier League. It was Manchester City that won it. He came very close, but he did not win it. He didn't win the FA Cup. He didn't win other trophies. It was the Champions League that he won. That was what gave him the Coach of the Year award. If you win the Champions League in a season where there is no Euros, there is no World Cup, the coach who won the Champions League, I think, should be the one to win the Coach of the Year award. And when you now go on to do the treble, when Sir Alex Ferguson did the treble, when Jose Mourinho did the treble, when Jupp Heynckes did the treble, what happened? They were coaches of the year. So how come Hansi Flick did it and suddenly the English Premier League is greater than winning the treble? I honestly do not get it. As I said, of course, it's not like FIFA just sat somewhere and said, okay, we are going to give it to this. People voted. But I am just sitting down and thinking,
Their first title in 30 years.
why
looking
would
at that.
anybody? Why
Was
would
that-
anybody think that because Liverpool won their first title in 30 years and because Jurgen Klopp managed them and I don't know, is that enough to say he's better than the achievement of Hansi Flick? I really do not think so.
Yeah, I disagree with that. Beating, what's his name now, Marcelo Bielsa, that's not a problem.
Marcelo
Because-
Bielsa, yes, you can say, okay, he qualified for
yeah.
brought Leeds United
From
back to the English Premier League from the Championship. But that's where when you bring the comparison between the leagues now, I will even understand. Okay, he won the Championship. Is that enough? Is he going to win the Premier League? And we can see what is happening in the Premier League right now. You can see that they are not. You won't. Nobody will beat his chest now and say Leeds United are going to win the Premier League, because you can see that life is a bit more difficult for them. But I think they've shown enough quality to say they will remain in the Premier League. But they are clearly in a league that they have to struggle before they can really start competing. But you can't say the same for the German Bundesliga. I mean, the German Bundesliga, Bayern Munich met an English side. They met Chelsea. And what happened? Was it not 8-2 on aggregate that they jubilated Chelsea? So I don't understand why people will feel, the Premier League is very tough to win. So because Jurgen Klopp did it. As I said before, Liverpool fans come for my head. One of them said yesterday that I am always against Liverpool. Never. But we just, you analyze based on what you are saying. And that's what we are saying. Even Jurgen Klopp himself said he's shocked. He's shocked that he won it because he expected that it's going to be Hansi Flick. Congratulations to Jurgen Klopp, but Hansi Flick deserved it more. Or they all deserved to win it, but the guy who most deserved it was Hansi Flick, and he should have got it.
All right, for the goalkeeper of the year, the best goalkeeper that was given to Manenura. No debate over that. It beats the likes of Jano Black and Liverpool's Alisson to the recognition. So congratulations to him for also helping Bayern Munich to win the treble last season.
Yeah, there is some confusion. People are saying, how come Manuel Neuer won the best goalkeeper award, but in the FIFPro award it was Alisson Becker that made it as a member of the FIFPro. Let's look at the FIFPro. The goalkeeper, Alisson Becker of Liverpool. The defenders, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Alphonso Davies, Sergio Ramos, and Virgil van Dijk. The midfielders, Thiago Alcantara, Kevin De Bruyne, and Joshua Kimmich. The forwards, Cristiano Ronaldo, Robert Lewandowski, and Lionel Messi. So if you are wondering why did Manuel Neuer not make this list, is because you have different set of people voting. Here it's basically the footballers who vote, because it's the FIFPro, the Federation of International Football Associations Professionals Award. These are the guys who did so FIFPro is a body that represents the players. So it's the players themselves that did this.
So therefore, Alisson is better than Neuer.
Well, the different players. So it's like when you have in England, for instance, you have the what was it called now? The Football Players Award, the PFA, Professional Footballers Award. Yeah, so it is they themselves who are doing that one. Yes, so the footballers themselves voted for somebody. Then you now have the other one, which is the football writers, which is sports writers doing their own. So this is why sometimes you could have different people winning the same award. So the footballers in their own award said it was Alisson Becker.
All right, the Puskás Award went to no other person than Heung-min Son for
that's the goal.
Yeah, for the solo goal, solo effort against Burnley.
Brilliant against Burnley. if you watch that game, he took the ball just outside his 18-yard box, just outside, a couple of inches from his 18, and he went all the way to the halfway line, went past so many Burnley players, and then he scored. Remember that Jose Mourinho said his son, he calls Heung-min Son Sonaldo, as in he's a Brazilian, although he's from South Korea, and that goal really showed that he truly is a Sonaldo, and he scored a couple of goals like that since then. But that goal was just absolutely awesome.
All right, for the women, Manchester City defender Lucy Bronze won the women's best women's player at FIFA Awards, and the 29-year-old defender is the first English player to win the Best FIFA Football Awards prize, and she beats Denmark's Penny Harder and Francis Woody Renard to claim the award at a virtual ceremony in Zurich yesterday.
Yeah, but at the time she won it,
she was with Lyon.
Yes, that's because of the achievements in the Champions League, basically. Yes, so that's why in a year where you don't have the World Cup, you don't have the Euros, it's got to be your performance in the Champions League mainly, but then you also have to do well in your league. But Hansi Flick won the domestic league and then won the Champions League.
The Netherlands, for the coach of the year, Netherlands coach Sarina Wiegman, who will now take over from Phil Neville as England boss next year. She was named the FIFA Best Women's Coach of 2020. So that is what we've got for you as far as the FIFA Best Players Award is concerned. Well, the FIFPro for the women, Endler is in goal, Renard, Bright and Bronze will be the defenders. Then Boancia Boku will be the midfielders, as well as Rapino and Hit. Then the forwards, Hada, Mindema and Casca Reno.
But there are some other awards which are not usually talked about, but they are also important, because without the fans and without concepts like fair play, we will not enjoy football. So we've got to look at those awards. The FIFA Fan Award went to Marivaldo Francisco da Silva of Brazil. This person lacked money to pay for transport, and so this fan walked for 12 hours crossing 3 cities to watch his team's home matches, and his story received the most votes. Then the FIFA Fair Play Award, it went to Mattia Agnese of Italy. And during the game, this 17-year-old from Ospedaletti in the Liguria region saw an opponent fall to the ground and lose consciousness. And he did not wait for a moment. He just ran. This is an opponent that he saw, not his own player. Ran into the pitch and went to the player's aid, dragged the player out of the place where he fell to a safe position, and basically saved his life before help came. So that's why he got the FIFA Fair Play Award.
Congratulations to them for what they were able to do. And not left out was what's his name? Manchester United, the striker, who was also on the score sheet yesterday, scoring the double. He wasn't left out, talking about Marcus Rashford for what he has been able to do. So putting smiles on the faces of people and giving people food is enough to hand you an award, just like what he's doing right now. And he hopes that people will copy the same thing in other countries and also try to help their own people. So congratulations to him. No wonder he was on the breeze yesterday for United.
This is why, there's somebody who has been very friendly to this organization, KUFM, who has done so many great stuff and has done so much to help people. He doesn't like his name being mentioned. His philosophy is, when you want to help, when you want to render help to the less privileged, leave the camera at home. You don't have to.
Privately.
Yes, that's what, it's fantastic. I like that. But sometimes it's also important for people, because these stories, they sometimes help to inspire others. Maybe the person wants to do it, he has the capacity of rendering help, but I don't want maybe they talk, say,
I mean, get past, I mean, get my show off, I show myself,
So because of that, the person might not want to do. But when you now see a story, if Marcus Rashford, if everything had been done in secrecy, no, people are not seeing it, maybe they will not be inspired. Maybe the members of parliament will not even have done
what they did.
What they did. So it's really good, but I have seen and I understand why some people don't even want it public. They don't want to be shown doing anything. Basically, even the religious teaching says what you give with your right hand, your left hand should not even know, and it is really important. But if you are giving genuinely, you have no pride in your heart, you are not giving just so that people will see you and say, oh, this person is giving out. When you give today, the next day you start shouting, you know how much I've given out, and you sometimes you are giving people, but you do it in such a demeaning manner that your giving means nothing. You are giving and You are just doing it so that you will, how do they call it now? Chase clouds. You know, that makes no sense. But when you give genuinely, it is to help people. The way Marcus Rashford is doing, the way some
He's
other
not the
people
richest footballer.
have done. Yes, of course.
Not the richest.
It's really, really important. But even then, people like Lionel Messi, people like Cristiano Ronaldo, these guys have also given. They are among the richest footballers, but they have also been given. So we hope that these stories will help inspire others to keep doing. And if everybody, you just ensure basic religious philosophy, which goes across all religions, as far as I know from my study of religions, you are not supposed to go to bed happy and filled when your neighbor is hungry. You are not supposed to. But we are the most religious, especially in this country. We are all Muslims and Christians.
We fast all the
practice
time.
it. We show it every time. We want everybody to know that we are religious. But many of us, our neighbors go home hungry. You see your neighbors basically naked, wearing tattered clothes and everything. And you have more than enough, and you are not giving. Remember that. One day, when God asks, you saw me hungry and you not feel like, Almighty God, how can I feed you? But you saw your neighbor hungry, you did not feed, or you saw his wife hungry, or you can see your neighbor's children being driven away from school, and you have more than enough. You prefer to use it to, how do we put it, flex, and you do not help out. So I hope this story that we are getting from footballers and sports personalities will inspire us to do some of these things.
All right, that will take us now to the Stadium of the Blades, where the match was played yesterday, talking about the English Premier League match that was played at Sheffield United yesterday. Well, this time around, they were the comeback kings, though they're free to do that against RB Leipzig, that knocked them out of the UEFA Champions League. But last night, they were able to come back from a McGoldrick league goal to get a win in that game. Though Dean Henderson made an error, though he made just one last season, but just yesterday he made his first error for United, leading to the first goal. But the comeback was great as they won that match 3-2.
Well, they've been doing it. I think this is the sixth time, if I get my facts correctly, that they have gone down in an away game, and they have been able to turn things around and win the game. I don't think any club has been able to do that. So it is great to be comeback kings. But I don't understand, why would you wait to go down before you start fighting back? Sometimes it's not going to be enough, as we saw in the match against RB Leipzig, and that's why they were knocked out of the Champions League. Because they left it too late. They did the same thing over and over and over again. Every time you start slowly, you let your opponent score, and then you start battling. RB Leipzig were 3-0 up before Manchester United kicked into gear. They eventually got 2 goals, but it wasn't good enough. And yesterday, even after going 3-1 up, they became a bit complacent, and then Sheffield United scored. Well, Sheffield United have got just 1 point this season, so maybe not something to be surprised about that Manchester United were able to pull it off even after they went a goal down. I think they did well. The first goal of the match, which was scored by McGoldrick, was something that I've always talked about here. I, for the life of me, I can't understand why teams keep doing that. Back passing to the goalkeeper, and they play the ball to the side. Pass to the goalkeeper, to the side. I don't understand it, and I will never understand it. Why not just kick the ball out? Why do you keep playing the ball to the back? And see, the moment, no matter how well you are playing, once you start passing the ball back to your goalkeeper, except you have a goalkeeper that is as good with his delivery as maybe an Edwin van der Sar. Edwin van der Sar, especially when he was playing for Ajax, I used to say the Ajax had 11 players and 1 goalkeeper. It's supposed to be 10 players and 1 goalkeeper. But Edwin van der Sar was so good with his feet that you can't really, especially with the defenders, there is no defender that you say is even better with the ball at his feet than Edwin van der Sar. So even if you give him a back pass, it's not a problem. He knows what to do with the ball. He passes it, and the passes that he's making, it's not the pass that will put him under pressure. Look at what when Henderson was doing, he did yesterday when McGoldrick scored that goal. from Harry Maguire to him to was it Aaron Wan-Bissaka, it was just horrible. The kind of passes that they were making to the back. And I don't know what the coaches are teaching their players these days. I understand the concept of playing from the back, but when it is not done with intelligence, I am baffled, and that's what I saw from Manchester United yesterday, which was how Sheffield United got their goal. But good for them that they were able to come back, and then they eventually won that match. But remember that Sheffield United still scored late on, and it was almost a grandstand finish. There was even another shot on target which the Manchester United goalkeeper saved. He played at Sheffield last season, and it was awesome, and that's why basically Manchester United, because he was now threatening that he was going to leave, and Manchester United had to say, okay, come. And it's great when you have your first choice goalkeeper in David De Gea. Well, maybe not as great as he was a couple of seasons ago, but you know he's still a fantastic goalkeeper. And whenever anything happens, if he's not fit or he's injured or anything, sick, whatever, you can ask Hennessy to step in. And we saw him yesterday, and I think it was basically good for them.
All right, so that takes them to six spots with 23 points, and they win. And they played less.
One more
win for them now.
They win it, they will be second. Yes, that's great. And this is Manchester United that we have complained about this season. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer
fire him and all
out
that.
and blah blah blah. Look, when you really seriously look at these things and you analyze it, you understand why they tend to sometimes leave these managers or even a particular player. You might be looking at the player on the pitch and you are complaining, and different coaches look at him and they like what they are seeing, and you are wondering why is it that this player that just stays on and he keeps playing. But sometimes these people understand these things better than us. I think if you're a fan of Manchester United now, you are looking at the table and you'll be pleased. There are no guarantees, honestly. Even if you are you have 3 outstanding games and your opponents, the people that are above you, are just 3 points above. You can't just assume that, I'm going to win my 3 outstanding matches, then I'll get 9 points, so I'll now be 6 points ahead of him. It doesn't work out that way. Sometimes it's cool, but not every time. So Manchester United right now, they are 6. They've got to win that outstanding game to go second. Otherwise, they will remain where they are, or maybe get 1 point and perhaps move a couple of steps ahead. But they have got to go out there and win. But looking at it now, and you'll be okay, if Manchester United is having such a bad season, if Chelsea is having such a bad season, look at the team that is top, Liverpool. How many points are they better off than Manchester United? If Manchester United wins that outstanding game, it will be 2 points that Liverpool are ahead of them. And you've got to say, well, if we are saying Manchester United is so bad this season, how good has Liverpool been that we are asking lyrical about them? So
even Chelsea that spent a whole lot.
It's going to be a very tight race, I think so. I believe that's how it is going. It's December already. It's December. At this time last season, we could see clearly that Liverpool were going to win the league. I mean, the way they were playing, the number of points with which they were leading. So,
but this is unpredictable.
This season has been very, very close, very, very close. So let's see. This is even the first week. The last match, there was the first time that we had one team leading by 3 points. And if Manchester United, maybe we've got to wait before we even say that. If Manchester United win an outstanding game, it will mean that Liverpool are only leading by 2 points, which is terrific for the English Premier League. That's how it's supposed to be, not like the ones we had some season. Manchester City ran away with it, Liverpool running away with it.
Okay, that was in the league game. Aston Villa and Burnley played out a goalless draw, and now Burnley are now out of the relegation places with 10 points ahead of 1 point ahead of Fulham. West Brom and Sheffield United are now bottom. Okay, let's talk about Wayne Rooney's son, Kai, who wanted to be a goalkeeper, but we don't know if he's still going to play as a goalkeeper or as a midfielder, because when he signed his contract papers, he had the jersey number 10 with Rooney. That was the jersey the father wore for United, and he's the highest goal scorer as far as United is concerned. All-time goal scorer with 253 goals from 559 appearances, and for the Three Lions, he's still the top scorer with 53 goals. So his son, who trained with Manchester City when he was 7 years old, is now 11, and he has now put pen to paper for Manchester United, following in his father's footsteps by signing for the Red Devils.
Yeah, it's good. He's going to be with the not a full, not a professional contract, of course.
Yeah.
He's going to get to a certain age before you can sign that. But it's great that you have sons of footballers following in their footsteps. But not all of them. Many times that turn out to be successful. David Beckham has sons playing, but they are at that age now. At their age, David Beckham was already becoming an international superstar. But I don't think we are saying the same thing with them. David Beckham has even played in the same game with his son. I think it was Trafford. But I don't know whether he will go on to achieve the kind of great feats that his father did. Now, wearing his son signing for Manchester United. Wait, I would love to see how he progresses. It will be some big boots to fill if he decides to become an outfield player to match Rooney's record. And if he decides to become a goalkeeper, then he will be going into a position that his father tormented during his active career. Well, his father still plays, mainly coach and all that. He will not be the first. Pele's son, Edson, also was a footballer.
Wow.
Edison was a footballer, and he was a goalkeeper. Not the position that his father played, rather the position that was tormented by his father. He did well. At one point, Pele was even hoping that he would make it to the Brazilian national team, but then he had drug issues, went to jail, and all of that.
All right, we wish Kai all the best, and also say, looking at Zidane's children, about 3 or 4 of them into football, where I was like, wow, that is what their father is into, so they should also follow the footsteps. Okay, now let's take a pause from us. Later, we'll take a look at the gossip and also look at the top fixtures from the top 5 leagues around the world. That will be later, but for now, I think we'll take a pause and look at the messages. Okay. All right, keep the messages coming, and we'll be taking them hopefully in the evening. We'll take the messages, but quickly let's just look at the transfer gossip and also look at the fixtures if we're able to do that before signing out this morning. Manchester United, they could make a summer bid for West Ham's Declan Rice, although the 21-year-old England midfielder is thought to prefer Chelsea should he leave the Hammers. Wolverhampton Wanderers, they are monitoring Liverpool and Belgium striker Divock Origi, who is 25, who could be allowed to leave in January. Manchester United are also working on the January exit for Marcos Rojo, with Newcastle United keen on a loan move for the Argentina defender who is 30. Liverpool and they've added Roma centre-back Roger Ibanez to their list of defensive targets to cover injured Netherlands international Virgil van Dijk, who is 29, and could be £30 million for the 22-year-old Brazilian. For Barcelona presidential hopeful Victor Font, he said he will not be repeating the mistakes of previous candidates by making bold transfer promises amid links with Borussia Dortmund's Norway striker Erling Haaland, who is 20, but hopes to persuade Argentina playmaker Lionel Messi, who is 33, to sign a new contract. For Arsenal, they appear to be on the verge of finally wrapping up a deal for Hertha Berlin centre-back Omar Rekik after the 18-year-old defender arrived in London on Thursday. So strengthening at the back for Arsenal, that could also help them. And for Hungary midfielder Dominik Szoboszlai, who is 20, a target for Arsenal, he has completed his move to RB Leipzig from sister club Red Bull Salzburg and will join in January after signing the 4.5-year deal. When it comes to transfer for these clubs, we know how easy it is. And that is all we have for now, but quickly let's just take a look at the fixtures and sign out this morning on the show. EPL this weekend starts tomorrow. Saturday, Crystal Palace will take on Liverpool, Southampton versus Manchester City, Everton at the Goodison Park will take on Arsenal. That's another big test for Mikel Arteta, where it was his former club. Newcastle United will be at home to Fulham. Then on Sunday, 20th, Brighton and Hove Albion will take on Sheffield United. Tottenham Hotspur will be at home to Leicester City. Another mouth-watering encounter tomorrow. Then Manchester United will take on Leeds United, while West Bromwich Albion will entertain Aston Villa. Then on Monday, Burnley will take on Wolverhampton Wanderers. Chelsea will take on West Ham United. Okay, that is what to expect from the English Premier League. Then on from the La Liga Santander, today 18, starting tonight, Athletic Bilbao will be at home to SD Huesca. Then tomorrow, Atletico Madrid will play host to Elche. Barcelona versus Valencia. Levante will take on Real Sociedad, while Osasuna will entertain the Yellow Submarines, talking about Villarreal. Elsewhere, Sevilla will be at home to Real Valladolid. Then on Sunday, 20th, it will be Celta Vigo versus Deportivo Alaves. Granada will take on Real Betis, while Cadiz will entertain Getafe. Then lastly, Eibar will be at home to Real Madrid. And that takes us to the German Bundesliga, which starts tonight with Union Berlin playing host to Borussia Dortmund. Then tomorrow, Saturday, Augsburg will take on Eintracht Frankfurt. Borussia Mönchengladbach versus Hoffenheim. Mainz 05 will welcome Werder Bremen. RB Leipzig will take on SC Cologne. Schalke 04 will entertain Arminia Bielefeld. Bayer Leverkusen, who are top of the table right now, will face Bayern Munich. That is going to be really tough. Then on Sunday, it will be Freiburg versus Hertha Berlin. Wolfsburg will take on VfB Stuttgart. That is what to expect from the German Bundesliga. Then from the French Italian Serie A, it will start tomorrow. Fiorentina taking on Hellas Verona. Sampdoria will be at home to Crotone. Parma will face Juventus. Then on Sunday, it will be Torino versus Bologna. Benevento will take on Genoa. Cagliari versus Udinese. Inter will be at home to Spezia. Sassuolo will take on AC Milan, while Atalanta will welcome Roma. And lastly, to be Lazio versus Napoli. This is the match they are expecting Osimhen to come back, but I just hope he returns fast to face Lazio in this match-watching game. Then lastly, to the French Ligue 1, which starts tomorrow. Metz will be at home to Lens. Marseille versus Reims. Nice will take on Lyon. Then on Sunday, it will be Brest versus Montpellier. Dijon will welcome Monaco. Nantes will take on Angers. Saint-Etienne will trade tackles with Nice. Strasbourg versus Bordeaux. Lorient will entertain Rennes. Then on Sunday, it will be lastly on Sunday to be Lille versus Paris Saint-Germain. That is a top of the table clash in the French Ligue 1. Alright guys, that is the most we can take on the show this morning. You know how we roll. Time for us to blow the final whistle on the show this morning.
This is really something. Messi and Ronaldo have been playing at the highest level for years, and now I am rubbing shoulders with them. This means that all the hard work has paid off. I wouldn't have achieved this without the team. They are the ones who create the situations for me. It will take a while to absorb what I've achieved, and I think I will struggle to get sleep tonight, but I'm really happy. Roland and Bayern Munich star Robert Lewandowski reacted after I imagined Men's Player of the Year and the Best FIFA Awards last night. That was the final whistle on Sports Fiesta this morning.
With that, we come to the end of the show. Many thanks to you guys for being part of it, and many thanks to Salih Ibrahim for joining me on the show this morning.